Hi there, I'm Elisabeth Richard. I help believers in the areas of faith, leadership, and personal growth. And today's top nugget, I'm going to talk to you about how to get your spouse, your husband or your wife, to believe in you and to support you in your business. So that is one of the huge struggle points that I hear so many believers talk about. Whether you've started a network marketing business, whether you've started your own home business, you're an entrepreneur and you're going against the grain, and your spouse is, maybe in a 9-to-5 job, traditional job, and kind of doesn't get what you're doing and is not very supportive, right? And for a lot of you, especially if you're building a network marketing business or anything related to sales, oftentimes that has to do with your productivity, and the results you get sometimes are not very quick at first because there's a lot of things to learn, right? And so sometimes the spouse can kind of be discouraging in the background and saying, oh, it's been a month, you've been doing this for a while and there's no results, and I don't understand, why you're not making money and this and that. And all these, negative comments tend to weigh people down, right? Tend to weigh you down. So how do we get our spouse to have belief in us? Well, it's very simple. A lot of women, I've seen especially, seem to have this tendency to really want to get their husband on board and get him to believe in them. And then they're like, then I'll be able to, have these wings that are going to make me recruit all these people and, make me like this superstar in network marketing or whatever business that you're in, right? And it doesn't work like that, unfortunately, for many, many reasons, okay? But let's stick to the basic reasons. First off, most husbands, especially if they're not an entrepreneur, especially if they're in a traditional business, don't understand entrepreneurship, okay? So they don't really get it. No matter how many times you explain it to them, they kind of only understand it when they see the picture come to pass, okay? Because, our brains have sort of been in this traditional way of thinking. You go to school, you get your diploma, then you get your job, you do your 9-to-5, you get paid, right? So for a lot of people that have been doing this for many, many years, it's really hard for them to even understand, like, how are you going to be on social media and make money? Like, how are you going to, recruit people? Like, how does this work? How could you be selling products or get people to join your MLM or your network marketing business, and then all of a sudden you're going to make tons of money? Like, they just don't understand that, right? So instead of trying to convince them, you're going to have to show them. And by showing them, you're going to have to learn to lead yourself. And I know it's hard for a lot of you women because you're used to following your husband in many ways, okay? A lot of you are independent, but a lot of you tend to always need that approval and always need your husband to kind of push you in that direction and encourage you. Otherwise, you don't move. So, and I'm not talking about, if your husband's saying, don't do it, this is, going to ruin our marriage or whatever. Like, I'm not talking about that kind of situation. Obviously, you both have to be somewhat on board, especially if you're going to take some money from the bank account to pull this off, right? So there has to be a general agreement. But I'm talking more about, the husband that lets their wife do it, but doesn't really approve that much and is just waiting for the results and has these negative comments. And I really want to get you unstuck, okay? This is why I'm doing this video. I really want to help you get unstuck so that you can basically prove him wrong and crush your business, okay? So first thing you need to do is learn to lead yourself, okay? No one's going to learn how to lead yourself but you. So, John Maxwell said many, many times, it's easy for him to tell other people how to lead their lives, but it's a lot harder for him to lead himself. And it's true. It is really hard sometimes to lead ourselves, but we know what we need to be doing every day. We have to figure it out. We have to lay down a plan. Some of you might be working another job. Maybe you have children, and you're going to have to create a plan no matter what kind of business you're doing, whether it's network marketing or, whether you have an Etsy shop and you're building that kind of business. No matter what it is, you're going to have to lay down a plan of the daily activities that you need to do, that that if you do these things on a daily basis, you'll produce that income that you're looking for. You're going to produce that result, okay? And you have to work that around your kids. You have to work that around maybe your 9-to-5 job, maybe you have a part-time job, and you're going to have to do those things in the hours that you have remaining. And I know when I started, I didn't have that much time. Like I had a few hours here and there. I had my kids that were very young. They were at home, had to do stuff while they were napping. Once they were in bed, had to discipline myself, drink a coffee, and then work till 11 at night. You know, it was all because I wanted my business to thrive. I really wanted this to work. And that's why, whether it would be studying trainings, whether it be doing those income producing activities, doing those reach outs, I did them, whether it was technical work that I did for my podcasts, or learning, you know, different things on how to do a podcast, perfecting myself as a coach. There were so many things that I did while my kids were sleeping, right? So it's all about how badly do you want it and how much you really want this to work, okay? And so when your husband sees you doing these different things, and, you know, I know some of you might be saying, oh, well, you know, my husband would have a fit if on Friday night we didn't go out and watch a movie and this and that. Well, you know, you're going to have to sit down with your husband and at one point talk about what's really important to you and say, look, I know you may not believe in what I'm doing, but it's important to me. And I need a certain amount of hours to do a certain amount of activities that are going to help me grow my business. And, you know, work around together a schedule that works for you, and to have some quality time with your husband and to have some quality time with your kids. Okay. So you have to try to fit your business into your life basically, and not the other way around. Because if you just, you know, put 40 hours of work in your business and then the kids and the family just get bits and pieces of you, that's not going to work anyway. And they're just going to get frustrated. So depending on the how young your kids are, how much time you have, you're going to have to be realistic. But I don't want you to get discouraged and say it's not possible, because I know I felt like that a couple of years back. I felt like, you know, I have 3 kids. They're so young. They're always bugging me. I don't sleep during the night. They're always waking me up. You know, it's like impossible for me to have energy to actually think about doing a video, to actually think about doing this and that. And I would find all these excuses until I heard, you know, other women that did do it and didn't do it perfect, but did do it and applied those action steps. And some of them had 5 kids, some of them had 8 kids, and they made it work. So, you know, at one point we have to look at ourselves and say, look, I'm going to lead myself. I'm going to do what I have to do. And, you know, by doing these action steps, your husband's going to see you're serious. And if you're consistent, that's what's going to make the difference. Your husband is going to say, look, this is not just her talking. This is not just, you know, her just dreaming about this thing happening. She's actually making it happen. And even if he doesn't see the results, he's going to see the daily activities you're putting in, all the work that you're putting in, and he's going to wish for it to pay off at one point. He's going to wish for you to succeed because he's going to know how serious you are about it. And the last thing I would say is include him in, you know, maybe it's a webinar, maybe it's something that, you know, that your company organizes. Maybe it's an event where he can come and accompany you so that he sees a little bit more. It becomes more real to him what you're trying to accomplish, and he can see other people that have accomplished great things. You know, I would just play some leadership videos that we had in our company that would you know, those success stories and stuff. And my husband was encouraged by that. He saw those videos and said, wow, that's amazing that what they accomplished together as a couple, or what that lady accomplished, even if she had kids. And that's amazing. So he started opening his eyes to what was possible. And that's the main thing, right? Is for them to open their eyes to what's possible. So don't forget to lead yourself. That's the first thing. And be consistent. Everything's going to fall into place. And like I said, if you can share some videos, include him in maybe you know, testimonial story or an event, go to an event together, that's really going to help you out. So I hope that this top nugget blessed you. I hope it helped you. If it did, please like and share from wherever you're tuning in. And I'd love to hear your comments wherever you're listening in from. Let me know what you thought about this video and if it helped you. Have a great day. God bless.